This is gonna be a love reading for Aquarius. What we see from the cards is a pretty frustrating situation where you're with someone who is not making you feel loved and appreciated. And although this person could be someone whom you're with today, or maybe someone from the past, this situation in general is not showing a lot of progress. But by the end of the reading, we do see an important change for you. From the first card at the bottom of the reading, we can start seeing details about how you're feeling at this point in time, or how you felt by the end of this relationship if it happened in the past. Overall, as we were saying, you didn't feel appreciated, loved, and this person in general was not including you in things that you should have done together, things that you should have shared as a couple. I get the sense from this card that you always felt left out from something. And that something was definitely an element that you were expecting from them in this relationship. Communication was definitely not good. You weren't able to fully communicate to them how you felt and where they were doing wrong. Or maybe you were trying, but for one reason or the other, either they wouldn't listen or they wouldn't understand. And this is definitely telling me that you probably had two different backgrounds. The things you learned from life, the things you went through are definitely not things that they are familiar with. And so when you were pointing out specific things, to them, it was like a foreign language. And so overall, we see that you felt this way because of certain behaviors, because of certain things that were lacking from this connection. But also with the moon, we can see that there were a lot of things that were happening behind the scenes that you might have not been aware of. I'm getting from this card definitely a lot of lies, a lot of deception, manipulation, someone trying to make you think things that didn't exist, trying to make a lot of excuses in the attempt of hiding something. And what this card is also showing us is that that situation just brought a lot of darkness into your life. You almost lost faith here in not just this person, but also in love in general. I keep looking at this Five of Pentacles down here, and I almost see you just laying in bed, not being able to find a reason to get out and maybe start all over again. This was definitely someone who made it hard for you to make any kind of decision because it was not 100% clear the fact that they had something going on, something that you should have considered, something that should have pushed you into the direction where you completely moved on. And so you kept being in this limbo, and we see it with this card as well. We see it from the both of you, Two of Pentacles. From them, to me, it's just a confirmation that they were trying to handle these two opposite elements, which could be the truth and the lies, being faithful and being not faithful, something related to this relationship that definitely hurt the connection, especially because this might have gone on for a while. But also in this card, I see you trying to make a decision, trying to understand what moves to make and where to go in order to solve the situation, not with them, but at least inside of yourself. And we see the need to do so because you really put a lot of work into this relationship. With this card, I see you giving your all and doing things that usually you don't do for someone, saying things that are usually hard to say for you. But in this case, you felt as though this was worth it. And so right here, we see you getting out of your comfort zone and doing anything that you can do in order to make this work. And so whenever it came down to secrets and things that were not clear, instead of just reacting in a way that would have just hurt the relationship even more, you were trying to work around it, you were trying to understand, but always in a constructive way. And all of this effort, all of these things that you've done, unfortunately, are not really turning into any kind of result. This card being reversed, we definitely see that you are getting to a place where you definitely feel the weight of all the things that you've done without seeing the good results. And so what we see with the next card is that this situation is going like this, not just because this person is really not right for you, but also because the universe is saying that it's not the right time. With the Wheel of Fortune reversed, we do see a message about this moment not being the best one in order for you to receive a good relationship, a relationship with someone who's not going to hide anything from you. And usually the reason behind that message is because we are still growing, we're still going through things that we need to go through in order to learn certain things that will force us to appreciate in the future having the right thing instead. And here you might be saying, well, I've gone through this already before, this is just another one of those situations. And although that might be very frustrating for you and for anyone who goes through these situations, we see that soon this cycle, it's going to be over, and finally you will be given justice. Not only we see at the end of this reading that things are going to turn around for you, but also this person who really acted in a very selfish way is going to pay for their mistakes. There's a lot happening here that will really change this whole situation entirely, and not just on the surface, but also the way you see things, the way you see yourself, and the way they see themselves as well. We see that this person, as the main energy, has these two cards that are really telling a lot about them. Someone who is not in touch with their intuition, with their feminine side. They just go for validation, for immediate pleasure. And at this point in time, they don't understand the value of sacrificing things and put it in work, and in order to respect someone whom you claim to love. And the way they do this, it's definitely pretty aggressive. They almost have no shame in hiding these things, in having this double life, not just when they talk to you, but also when they think about the situation themselves. They're definitely in denial and they don't understand the damage they do, but eventually they will understand this. And although this is definitely frustrating for you, there are ways right now and things you can do in order to make this journey a little bit easier on you. And one of them is definitely envisioning this Justice card coming towards you, which will really turn everything around and will make them understand all the mistakes that they have made, all the wrong things that they have done to you. And in order to see how these energies will evolve, make sure to check out the extended reading link below. And if you want me to do a follow-up reading at the end of the month to see if we have more messages around this situation, make sure to comment down below with #follow-up.